It's an emergency broadcast because the markets are crashing right now. It's crashing. Bitcoin down in the 80s, and everything else has been going down as well. So basically, Bitcoin could be doing this double head shoulder pattern. You have the shoulder, double head, and shoulder. Broke down. Here's the neckline, 91.7 area. Boom, and it broke down. Ethereum heading to the bottom of the flag at 2400s. We've actually even gotten lower to the next level of support. Now, if you've been watching my videos, you know all the folks who are in my Discord, they got the warning as well. Here it says a dip down. This was like yesterday at 2 a.m. So almost 2 days ago, a dip down to 2400s would not surprise me. And the reason is because it's got rejected the top of the bull flag, which was 28.15. So now it'll probably retest the bottom of the flag. Similarly for Bitcoin as well, basically I said a double head forming here. Head and shoulders, but with a double head forming here. The surprising thing is this. Bitcoin is down 3%. Almost everything else is green. Can you believe that? Almost everything else is up on the day. ETH is a little bit down, but almost everything else is up on the day. This is quite amazing because at one stage, when I look at the charts, Bitcoin was down like 5%. 6% on the day when it hit 85, 86, and everything else was only down like 0.5%, down 1%, 2%, 3%. Everything was like shrugging off this huge sale on Bitcoin. I have an explanation of why this is happening. Why Bitcoin goes down more than ETH and the alts. Usually it's like Bitcoin goes down, crashes 5, 6%. Then alts, I would ask you, where's alts right now? You would say, oh, alts probably down 10, 12, 15%. Right now, the opposite has happened. Bitcoin was down 6% at one time to 86K, and Ethereum was only down like 3%. Like BNB, XRP, they were only down like 2%, 1%, or even 0.5%. So the opposite has happened. Why is that? There's a major shift in the markets. This is obviously a bad situation because Bitcoin, this 91K point is pretty much the neckline. It's broken down and it didn't form a bottoming tail. We needed to close somewhere like 91K to form a bottoming tail. It closed down here. So then I think some sort of fill the wicks situation is going to happen. We'll probably go up to where the green line is. Green line was support on the way down and now becomes resistance on the way up. So look at how many times the green line, this trend line, supported Bitcoin. Like about 7 times it bounced off there. So now I think we'll probably get to there, which is 90.5K and bounce down. More than likely. 91.7, we're probably 91.8, probably that's a major rejection point, resistance as well, probably wick up, get down here as well. The way that it closed here, that's really bad. We needed a really high close with a long tail. And so now I think we'll probably refill the wick, like retest 87K, 86K again, probably something like this, and then try to bounce and then try to get above this 91K area. Now, what's very surprising here is the way that Ethereum and XRP, BNB, all these large coins have performed. It is quite amazing because I just showed you guys that Bitcoin was down like 5, 6%. ETH was only down like 3%. A lot of other coins was only down like 1 or 2%. I'll get to the reason in a second. I just want to show you guys something. Have a look at ETH. Look at that. This is what we were looking for. ETH is basically, look at this, is doing a bottoming tail. So this was a major bottoming tail, and this is also a bottoming tail because it went to like, I told my folks the support was at 2300 and it almost went there. It's gone to 2313 area. And also it closed within the flag. So that's kind of the day where everything was crashing. That's kind of a show of strength. Closed within the flag. So we can still call this kind of a bull flag with perhaps, I don't know if you want to call that a higher bottom or double bottom. And he still has a chance to build this out and go up, at least come up to this 2800 area. Up on the flag. That's a short-term target. That's a strong close considering what happened yesterday. Bitcoin actually went 7% from 94K to 85K in one day. It broke the neckline that it wasn't supposed to break. And ETH closed like that, closed much stronger than Bitcoin. That's actually a major, major surprise. XRP, we see the same thing. We see this bottoming tail as well, a long wick to the bottom. People bought it at 206 and drove it all the way up to $2.30 whilst Bitcoin was crashing. Let's say, let's pick some of the bigger top 10 coins. So BNB, for example. BNB, similar situation. Look at this, bottoming tail candle. It doesn't mean that's the bottom, but short term, usually that's a very strong sign. DOGE, for example. DOGE, yeah, also once again, double bottom on DOGE here. Gee, for a short term, trader, this Doge chart looks very interesting for a bounce because you have a double bottom here and you have basically a bottoming tail here as well. We could easily see it test 23, even 25, 24 and a half area. That's the ENS. Not as strong, not as strong. See, we want that to be a high, a long tail, not as strong. HBAR also, look at this. So HBAR, the ETF is coming. So look at this, basically double bottom, very long wick, closing green, and above this key, 19-cent support area. So there's a good chance we get some sort of bounce on HBAR to this 24 area. That's provided if Bitcoin doesn't dump short term. I think Bitcoin is trapped below 92K. I'm happy to be proven wrong, but I just have to be objective. Like I would love for Bitcoin to come up here and then alts make an even stronger run. We'll wait the weekly close. If it gets two good daily closes below this red line, that's obviously really bad. That confirms a breakdown in my mind. And we wait also for the weekly close. If it closes weekly below this area as well, then we're going to see more of this. Now, why is this happening? Why is the situation happening? Why are we seeing Bitcoin do this and all the altcoins perform? The large altcoins at least perform with some strength. The reason in my mind is because of this. Some people have proposed this theory before, and they said that Bitcoin and the alts have decoupled a little bit. What they mean is that Bitcoin is getting all that Wall Street money, Wall Street ETF money. They come in, they push up Bitcoin. Alts don't get that money because when they sell out of Bitcoin, when they've made like 3x, 2x profit, when they sell, they don't go, oh, can I put that into a BNB or Doge or Solana or some other altcoin? Because they don't have access to it. They're not going to sign up to Binance. They're basically going to buy the ETFs. And other than Ethereum, they don't have any other ETF to buy. So Bitcoin has made a new all-time high, but the altcoins haven't received much love at all. A lot of them haven't even gone close to an all-time high yet. I believe the reverse is happening. Over the last 3-4 days, basically, Bitcoin has gone down because of Wall Street selling and the altcoins. And when the Wall Street guys are panic selling that Bitcoin on the Bitcoin ETF, the altcoins haven't gone sold as much because they don't own any Solana. They don't own any Doge. They don't own any BNB. They don't own any XRP, so they can't really sell it. Now we see they're kind of decoupled a little bit, not totally, but a little bit more. They're more decoupled than, say, the last bull run. So now we see Bitcoin go down. Altcoins are going down a little bit, 2%, 1%, maybe even green. Not as much as Bitcoin has gone down. We can see that because in the last week, in the last 7 days, the amount of outflows from the Bitcoin ETFs is something like $2 billion. That's kind of a big outflow. So Wall Street is panicking. Why Wall Street panicking? Because they see Bitcoin as a high beta tech stock. What that means is basically they think Bitcoin behaves like Nvidia, like Tesla, like Google. It's like a tech stock. That's how they see it. But it's more on high leverage, which means if Tesla goes down 5%, then Bitcoin goes down 10%. That's how they see it. They see it as a volatile tech stock, to put it simply. So, and what's been happening with the stocks? The stocks have been tanking. That's why Bitcoin has been tanking. That's why these guys are selling Bitcoin. So let's have a look. Spider. So we've had 3 sells in a row, 3 big red days in a row. The QQQ, that's where Magnificent 7 is. And we've also had 3 big red candles in a row. Like you don't see 3 major red candles like that for a while now. Probably would have to go back to there. Now, the good news is we're probably not that far from support. So this 500 area is support on the Nasdaq. Right now, the low of yesterday is already, of this session we just had, was already at 509. So this is like 1.5%, 1% further room to go down. And I think we'll get support here because you've major top here. You've had a small bottom here, so I think we'll get at least some sort of bounce here. Like on the SPY as well, not too far away from support, 584 for the B500 ETF, and the low of yesterday was 589. So only less than 1% to go. Let them get some sort of support, some sort of bounce, and when they do bounce, it's obviously a positive influence on Bitcoin. It's not going to be a negative, bad influence on Bitcoin. Where does Bitcoin go from here? Bitcoin basically, once the 91K area is snapped, the neckline, then Bitcoin is in danger of heading to. Yeah. So basically, the projected move from here down is 74K, something like that. And also, that would coincide with this previous top we've had before. It looks something like this. If we don't find a close above this 91K area, then the danger is it could do this, bounce off 72, 73K area, and then do a bounce up. Maybe as high as 91K again. Now, put it on the week. Does that mean the bull market has ended? It's still the upward trend, a higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, and then we can still do a higher high, or even a double top. Right? You could even bounce out for it to go to 110, 111K and do a double top. It just goes down to 74K, which I think it's, because the close here is bad, like 50-50 chance now. Over the next couple of days, or by Friday, by the weekend, if we don't get any closes above 92K, then I think it's more than 50% chance it's going to visit this something K area. 75, 80K, that's what I told my Discord before this move happened. I've been saying this for a while now. You still can technically get continuation to the bull market. You could still have, look, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, right? This off 72, 73, 74, 75, mid to low 70s, and then go up again. That could still happen, but it's not the strongest pattern. That's kind of weak if it has to do that. This green line on my chart, if we just extend that, I've just extended that green line, and I didn't realize it actually hits Bitcoin here as support. So that's actually quite something. At the top, if we're to link up these 4 pivot tops, we get this line. This is actually a falling wedge. If I was to offer some hopium, the way falling wedges could work is that, you probably get rejected at this 92, 93K area, come down and bounce off 85, 84, 84, 83, 82, something like this, and then boom, we bounce up to something like above 100K. Probably like, I'd say 30% chance of that. The 50% chance, or even bigger, depends on where Bitcoin closes over the next few days. That doesn't mean the bull market has ended. We can still come out with a big bounce to say 100K, 110K even area, or it can be crazy enough to actually continue to run because we're still having higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, right? It's okay to have for the higher low to bounce off the previous top, although it's better if it doesn't, if it just does this. So these are the 3 scenarios. Least likely is we get a close over the next couple of days, confirm back above this 92K area and keep going. That's least likely scenario in my mind. Although, as we had just seen, coins are still actually kind of acting pretty strong, altcoins. So it's possible that it's hard to say. If Bitcoin goes to like 75K, bounces off there, then where does ETH go? Then, maybe ETH is another flush down to 70, 2300, 2100, and then bounce from there. Maybe ETH has made its low already for this down. That's the hopium version. Thank you guys for tuning in, and see you guys for the next episode.